I thought about busting on my OD gear,
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd have been the B tier shirt's cooler anyway.
Mhm.
So like I wouldn't even worry about it. It looks way cooler. Um yeah, I'm repping a cat on my
Cat,
shirt
yeah.
or some type of cat. I don't know. Anyways, guys, so today, just so you know, we changed a couple settings on the board. Just try to stay like a fist away, fist and a half away, kind of like a Joe Rogan podcast, you know.
Okay.
I did end up doing all the noise gating and whatnot, so we're gonna see if it can get rid of this AC behind
Mm.
us. But right now it's like 110 degrees out, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have it
um,
down to 64, and it's like it's barely keeping up.
it's not even doing anything at this point.
It's cooler in here. You can definitely tell.
Oh, yeah,
Barely,
it's
Oh,
much
it's
cooler
much
here.
cooler. Like,
Oh,
walk
man.
outside.
You walk outside, and your
Come back.
balls just start sweating. It's like, boom.
Instant.
The
I'm
swamp.
good.
Talk about draining the swamp.
Yeah, right. That's
You're
not what
fighting
that's not
Shrek
what he
on
meant.
whose swamp it is. You know?
Who's swamp? What are we draining?
You know,
Who's
yeah,
getting
right.
drained?
You're fighting Shrek
Um,
on that one, yeah.
But yeah, so B tier podcast, we're back at it. Hopefully in 4K today. First show in 4K. Finally
Oh,
changed all the bass
I thought we
settings
were
and
in
everything.
4K last show.
We were supposed to be. It didn't record in 4K.
Okay.
I
all right.
set it on the camera and everything, and then the output was like clean
Mm-hmm.
1080p, but it wasn't 2160p, which is like
Ah.
4K, 30-bit, you know, all that. So we'll be in that today, hopefully. We're gonna see kind of how that rolls, all said and done. But you know, the show itself, what we do daily shorts. We got shorts uploaded till like next year at this point. I don't even know
Nice.
anymore.
That's pretty legit, man.
The last show that we had was a banger, and I can't wait for people at home in the back to see that one because
I can't wait for that one.
it's just
yeah.
good enough, you know.
It's good enough.
That's good.
It was a good. It was a really good episode, guys. We crushed it last week.
Oh yeah, I'm for sure we did. It was with the four of us on here, we did really well.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
just three of just us in general is going to be a knockout.
Yeah, no doubt. Our the first show that we did, all three of us,
Was
that
a
was
banger.
absolutely hilarious.
Oh yeah, you were just busting a gut every 20 minutes or something like that.
Oh, we were riffing like me and him were laughing every 10 minutes, maybe 5
Easy.
minutes.
Easy.
Because that was the bathhouse episode.
Oh.
Yeah, so that one just went hard the entire time. It was just funny, and then
Right.
the one that we did right after that was amazing too. And then like with the Kato remake, it was fun too. Like we got a little dark on with Kato though too.
Well, it's talking about reality. Reality is
Yeah.
not fairy tales.
That
More like
might
a
be our
fantasy.
darkest episode now though. Me and Phil had a pretty dark
We had
episode.
a dark one, but you
But-
edited most of that out.
Yeah, but so like Kato's, I'm gonna leave mostly in. He said
Well, we
not
have to. We just can't make a clip.
I was gonna say
a
he
short
said
on
not
it.
to make it like a viral clip
Yeah,
because
don't make a short on it.
when he was talking, I was like
Clip.
clip. Yeah, like it was like, you know, there was probably 3 or 4 clips I could have farmed out of that.
He was taking clips, you know.
But I'm happy that he mentioned that because I think if people
Like-
at least find us entertaining in the other parts of our clips, other parts of our show, they'll probably go back and reference it. And I think if we end up keeping the title, expanding the lore of lacrosse, it'll do numbers.
Let's do it.
If
Keep the title.
well, because yeah, we're like part of like a universe here.
/ concussed.
Yeah,
Slash concussed.
featuring concussion.
Debuting a new artist here, concussed.
No, and it's incredible too because it's like, oh no, hopefully I'm not louder than you guys. Can you guys talk?
Why
Hello?
we too loud for you or what?
I think I'm too loud.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're spiking there.
I'm peaking a little bit.
There you go. I think that looks average.
Hello.
Oh
Yeah.
well.
Everything looks pretty solid on the aspect of it all.
Okay, cool. You guys are awesome. All right. But yeah, I know expanding the lore of lacrosse, I think that's gonna do really well because there are people who like
Just search lacrosse and
for whatever
YouTube, you know,
yeah,
that,
for
you know,
whatever
yeah.
reason, like we have the Smiley Face Killer saga, we have like
Well, we
just
have
general population issues here, and I think people
well,
just
and
see that
all like the code blue cam. There's a bunch of lacrosse
most of them are from
lacrosse
Winona
area, right?
and here.
Gotta love college
Um,
age kids, you
no.
know.
Right.
Yeah, we're up to no good all the time. But I
Mhm.
know that I know that there's like an entire universe of people online have like come to know from us, and it could do really well. Could do really well. I might put it in the subreddits and stuff like that too, and
There you go.
link it.
Just tag the heck out of a lacrosse and see what hits.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Because considering we had Irish Fest a couple weeks ago, we have Oktoberfest
Oktoberfest
coming
is
up
coming
too.
up.
Yeah, we're making I'm making the Celts making a debut back there again.
Are you?
Yep, we're going. We have Darren. He's coming back into town, so He's coming in on flying up to Minneapolis on Thursday, coming down. We're gonna hang out Friday. He's gonna be at my place from noon, and then we're gonna make our way down to Oktoberfest, and then I don't know how hard we're gonna go. Then my in-laws are coming up. We have 3 guests. We have 2 guests. We have 4 guests coming to town, and then on Sunday we're gonna go see the Vikings and Packer game. So it's gonna be insane.
Yeah,
It's busy.
it's gonna be a good weekend though.
Yeah, and we got an Airbnb up there at the up there in Green Bay. So this way we can park our vehicle and just Uber in, Uber out, or we can just kind of leave the stadium because it's a noon game, so it's like have the rest of the evening to go. Needless to say, after I looked at the price tag, I don't know if I'll do it again.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
That much?
it's not
The game.
yeah, because the whole price tag between because it's like there was
Like
over $400
Airbnb and
in
Easy.
just fees.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
oh, just at the
Just-
game?
yeah.
Just for
just-
fees for
just
the game.
fees.
Yeah, the Airbnb was cheap.
Mhm.
Well, reasonable for considering it's
Yeah.
a big rivalry here, but not as big as the Bears and Packers rivalry.
Right.
I mean, if it was the Bears coming in, and we're watching that game. Oh, I bet that price should be higher than what we paid for. But the fact that we were able to
Even
get all
though-
4 seats together,
Yeah, like they're gonna gouge with the Vikings too. Not as bad as the Bears or like the Lions recently,
Yeah.
but
I believe it. No, and then like when you add in, do you think you're gonna mind being at an Airbnb?
I'll be fine. I've stayed at Airbnbs before too, as well.
They're so garbage compared to hotels. I don't think I'll ever stay at another Airbnb.
They're so hit or miss, especially when they want to charge you but make you clean. Like I was when I
all
went
the
to Wyoming.
chores.
Yeah.
When I went to Wyoming, they wanted us to sweep up and clean. It's like, but also charge us an $80 fee. So it's like, what?
well, if I'm gonna pay for it, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not going to clean up.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm a good man, but it's like if you're going to make me pay for it,
They
I'm
want
going
you
to
to
pay for
like
it.
shampoo the carpets.
I'm
too,
not
or
going to.
something.
And it's like they
You gotta
did-
hire an exterminator before you leave an Airbnb nowadays.
Yeah, talk about that was like this was hot. That place was hot. They had 3 different portable vent or window AC units you had to direct around. You had fans all over the place, and it was hot.
Yeah, I
Man, but
could
it's like
imagine.
when you go back up the top of the mountain, then you're back down to like mid 70s. Gorgeous.
I could imagine.
Oh man, it's like if it wasn't for the winter time up there, it'd be a great year round experience because when you're that high up, it's like you can get 25 inches in one snow. It's like, well, we're fucked.
Yeah, right.
But
Am I gonna climb in that? Like, what
Yeah.
do they want me to do? You know?
The upside though, it's like you just hop on a slide and you just slide down the road. Just
Oh,
those
yeah.
turns will be a little difficult because over
Yeah.
a hairpin.
Yeah. You're just gonna like put your car on a sled and then just
Right. Yeah.
zoom down.
But you could
Be
probably
down the mountain in 5 minutes. Like,
yeah, exactly. Watch out for that cliff.
yeah, right. Gotta aim where you're gonna put your car, okay, before you
Right.
before you
yeah.
ditch it out.
Exactly. Yeah, I was listening to that they're going to be they're talking about now adding in dynamic pricings at Walmart. So this way, when you go in, you can go at different prices, and all of a sudden the prices can go up and go down. Then you hear about the DNC offering. They want to do, was it like 25% of the imaginary gains tax? Is like, oh,
Yeah, they
man.
want to do unrealized gains at 25, and they want to do capital gains at 44.
Oh man, they're
Talk about like a really quick way to kill an incentive in an economy that's already kind of suffering a lot. I don't want to get all on that right now, but I
Mhm.
can tell you that from a personal standpoint, that is not the move.
I thought we did more damages, but that's not too bad between
and-
4 people.
Yeah, that's kind of why I left
I
the
was
bottle
drinking.
out.
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
3 people.
3 people.
Yeah.
3 people.
You should have
You
a
like some
sip of that. So good.
I'll take
dude.
I'll take
Yeah,
a
take like
sample.
a, and then
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
shoot it together.
I'll take a sample.
Because
There
it
we
is
go.
so good. We have
Yeah,
Spotted
that should-
Cow too.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
just
Wisconsin,
a splash,
so
just a taste.
Because
I have 5 drinks over here, so I'm kind of nervous.
there we go.
I got 4. We're good.
You're only going an hour of sleep, so why not make your night time quicker? Night time.
We'll cheers right away, guys, to the Beer
Cheers.
Cheer podcast, to really hot weather today, and to a great show coming up right now.
Yeah, some good tasting whiskey.
Well, that's
Oh,
real
speaking of
smooth.
whiskey, this weekend we're going to go to do a whiskey tour over by the Dells.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're Alicia booked us a trip for where they're gonna talk about notes and tastings and all that fun stuff. So it's like it was $15 for $30 for the two of us. So we're gonna drive out that morning, go to the tour at 1, and then we're gonna come back home.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be a
Quick day
blast.
trip, you know?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's only like 90 minutes away.
Me and Kayla took back roads last time we came back from my mom's house down in Illinois. And we forgot that there's a place called House on the Rock here.
Oh yeah, where the murder and stuff like that happened. Yeah,
I've never been there. But they apparently made the entire place like almost like a children's museum play place or whatever.
it's very creepy. It's definitely a Dr. Seuss on
that
meets Freddy meets Friday.
Apparently there's like a limitless room in there though, where you just like walk down the hallway and it
or,
like extends over
the doll room
alley.
freaks me out.
So I've never been
I
there.
bet. Like it's crazy, man.
Is it worth going down
Oh,
there?
I would go again.
Okay.
I would go again.
Maybe that's what we do on a B tier show.
Right?
We do B tier from the dollhouse.
Halloween is coming up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right.
is.
That's right. That means
I'm all ready for
Spook
hunt
Fest.
season, but yes, yeah,
Spook Fest though for that place.
that would be insane. That would be pretty
But-
cool. There's probably something there to probably talk about the murders that happened back at the turn of the century and such.
So
but-
I didn't know there were like murders that took place.
yeah, that's
there.
like 7-8 people died there. Yeah, they
I-
burnt the
oh,
house down.
So it's not really a murder. That was like a cult like ritual.
Yeah, pretty.
place.
It's pretty close
Yeah,
to
pretty
it.
much.
Yeah.
But it's like my speculation is I think Franklin Light didn't want his wife because he wasn't there, so it's like all his wife and a few of her kids all died. So it's like maybe there was a planned hit, but since it's so old, it's like you can spin that however you want.
I don't know, man. It sounds like some Applewhite and some Kool-Aid type, black Nikes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's, yeah. I feel like that's got to be whatever it was.
Yeah, it was definitely a interesting trial and such. I know when My Favorite Murderer came into town, Alicia and I went to Madison for that, and they covered that murder and such. They did a good job of it. And then what American Gods? They filmed several episodes there too as well.
At the house.
Yeah, yeah. They have like a whole like story arc in Wisconsin alone. It's like because American Gods is a combination of like how we're worshiping different technologies. They have Odin, they have some of the old gods, they have some of the new gods in there. It's a very interesting whole take on it. It was well done for what they had to offer, but then they ended up cutting it because it's like that's when everything started going to DEI, ESG, and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then when now it's like you hear about Kevin Feige, he's basically removing a whole bunch of stuff off the plates now. Like Blade is off the table, a bunch of other things, and then they brought in bringing RDJ back in to save the multiverse.
Oh, with Doctor Doom.
Yeah, but that's all already. It's a storyline already there. So eventually, it's like Doctor Doom will revert back to being Iron Man and stuff like that. It's just a body switch. I don't know who's gonna play Doctor Doom. That's gonna be Doctor Doom. You know.
Oh, you mean like after the body?
Yeah, because it's like
after they switch.
Yeah, because in the comic
yeah.
book series, they switch from some odd or weird thing, and then they switch back and stuff. But like, who's Victor Doom gonna transition back into? You know,
If anything, they just do a continuing shot and then keep like Robert Downey Jr. in there.
oh yeah, have him be.
I mean, with a green screen, you can just
go all
key
blackface
yourself
on
in.
him.
Yeah, Tropic
Tropic Thunder
Thunder
again.
Tropic
Yep.
Thunder stuff.
It's funny though. It's like how great
Oh.
that movie was. Is like only person I actually got flack from it was Ben Stiller playing Handicap.
Yeah, that was the one that everybody got mad at.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
But
you have
RDJ
literally
is like-
RDJ doing the blackface the entire movie. This is in 2012.
Yeah.
This is like before. Like, it's crazy that movie got greenlit then. Imagine them trying to do that
Trying to
now.
greenlight
Oh, it would
And,
never
dude,
happen.
It's funny. Like RDJ in the interviews, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I think we can do it again." He wants
Thunder
to
2
do
comes out right now.
Tropic Thunder 2.
That would be epic.
And imagine, I mean, that cast is amazing.
That cast is great.
Like you have Jack Black, you have Ben Stiller. You had like so many people. It was it was crazy the amount of people that were in that movie. I
Now,
watched that movie recently. I was like, wait, he's in this? Wait, Matthew McConaughey's in this?
so
Wait,
speaking of Matthew
Tom
McConaughey,
Cruise is the main villain?
what would you
Like,
think if Owen Wilson actually played him instead of Matthew McConaughey, the agent?
I think that would make sense. I mean, it's the same
I think it came down to scheduling
character
conflicts or
almost.
something,
Yeah.
or money, one of the two.
Yeah, I just thought it was crazy how many people were in that movie. I'm like, there's really a lot of people in this movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, they should do a number 2. And I think it's funny that he wants to do it again. Like RDJ is just like, oh yeah, I'll do
Yeah, I'll do it
Black.
again.
I'll do
I'll do it
Blackface
again.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's like, okay, man, like you'll get canceled. But I think he's kind of to that point, like where it's FU money.
He's FU money. He has nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing they could do to him has hurt him.
He's like, I
Yeah.
got Doctor Doom money now. I got, Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 already hit. Like all the Spider-Man movies he was a part of. Yeah, I'm sure he's like at that point where he's just
Oh
like,
yeah,
all right,
ever
whatever.
since
I did the Avengers.
2008 till today, it's like he's got FU money now. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
like he goes from a coke
Well, I was
addict
gonna mention,
to
yeah,
a almost a billionaire.
he literally was like, yeah, got arrested for crack possession and
Yep.
then moved up. And he was already in his 30s when that happened.
yeah.
And he cleaned
So,
up in
like-
2003, so he's been sober then.
Yeah,
he doesn't
so-
even drink either.
That's insane.
Similar to Rob Lowe too. Rob Lowe's been
Rob Lowe's
sober since
for
the
that long?
90s.
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
90s, well, because like his prime time years were all in the 80s during the Brat Pack. So it's like he had the
Yeah.
best coke in the world.
Best, you can't get coke like that anymore.
Oh God, no. Now it's all stomped with fentanyl and shit.
Dude, I saw Rob Lowe is on Good Morning or Good Mythical Morning the other day,
Yeah.
and they just did like food testing or that food tasting. But he's like just as funny as he was in Parks and Rec and every other show I've seen him in.
Oh yeah, he was
Um,
hilarious on
It's crazy
Ones.
how old he is though.
Oh hey, I've been thinking
He's
about.
like 60 and he looks like he's 40.
Oh yeah, right. That's adrenochrome working for him, you know.
Yeah, right.
Well, how about this? It's like I've been deep diving into hot ones, but so it's like I have a plethora of fish.
Yeah,
And it's like-
Hot Ones. You said like the
Like the wing.
Yeah, Hot Ones.
like-
Yeah, the wing
like-
show.
like
But
my
it's like-
favorite show. Yeah,
but my thoughts is like I have all this fish. We could do a whole gimmick on just doing fish. Because I know, like he did when Bear Grylls was on there, they accommodated him by having beef. Because Bear Grylls, he went vegan for a hot minute, and it's like nope, he went strictly carnivore. All he does is eat meat. It's like there you go.
yeah.
But listening to his Bear
Well,
Grylls story is like he's very interesting.
So for fish, do you mean like you just cook fish
We
and
fry
then,
it up, and we just put hot sauce on it.
Oh, you
'cause it-
put hot sauce on the fish?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I was down in Illinois here earlier this year, I cooked up a whole bunch of fish, and so it's like over time, there's a bunch of guests that come through, but they've left hot sauces there. So it's like, well, I cooked up like 40 pieces of fish, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Like this could be turned into a game show.
I would love it.
Yeah, with fish, but we couldn't. It would be just be a fun spoof.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
have to put Lord Peppa on it though. Like,
Hey, that's fine. I'm all right with that. We can bust out the bloodline,
I've
Trump the hot one's last dab, because that only comes in at what 2 million, 2.1, 2.2.
and yeah, it's not as hot as that flatline. That me and-
Flatline, man, that
me and
comes at
Ryan
9.1
literally-
million.
Ryan and Ryan is one of our mutual friends. We literally drank it.
Yeah.
It took shots of a hot sauce called the Flatline, 9.1 million Scoville.
Yep.
Which
We had them
is-
both in toilets by the end of the night, though.
Yeah,
so
which
it's
is like 4.5 times higher than the last dab on Hot One. So warm. But I mean, we were fine. So when we just dabbed it, like we put it on whatever it was. I think it
Mhm.
was on whatever food we were eating that night,
Yeah.
or it might have just been on, even like I think we just might have did a pinky.
pinky, and on top of it, we started off with like doing just like a toothpick, and then it just
It
gradually
escalated,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But I know, like we were fine up until we drank it.
Yeah.
Like we were,
Alcohol,
Like, I wasn't-
bravado.
yeah. I wasn't like dying until we drank it. So like, you could put it on like a hot sauce wing,
Yeah.
and you could probably be fine with like 2 or 3 dabs of it, without like completely wanting to die. Which I think was nuts. I mean, because even that, like, I don't think for the average casual hot sauce
The
consumer,
amount you guys consumed is more.
before we threw up,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
after, like whatever, that's gonna happen. But
Oh, geez, just think it. Just like I know it's kind of wrong, but it's like just think if you went down on somebody.
yeah,
Oh, Yeah, that's a spicy kiss.
I kissed Kayla like after that sometime
Oh,
before
yeah,
we
oh,
left.
that's right, yeah, she
And
told me
yeah,
that
she was
burned.
mad.
Yeah. Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I didn't mean to. I wasn't thinking. I was
Yeah.
like, I was dying at that point. Like, I just want you to know. I thought that was gonna be my last kiss. You know, like I might have not made it till
Yeah.
the next day. But yeah, I know that we like drank it. So if we didn't drink it, I think we would have been fine that night.
Mhm.
Which just puts it in perspective. It's like, you know, like I've eaten ghost peppers
Oh, yeah.
before, like straight up or dried ghost peppers without like completely dying or frying myself out. Like my insides are not like liquidated after, you know? And I guess that just means my tolerance is probably like somewhat high. It's definitely not as high as the guy who does hot ones,
Oh,
like
Sean?
Evan, yeah,
Yeah.
Sean.
But he's
But
done it for 22 seasons or something like that
yeah,
on
and
average.
if you watch his first seasons, he doesn't flinch either. So he's just like, I think he's naturally just like,
He can handle
he
it.
doesn't have the sense for it,
Mhm.
which is kind of funny. Like when we talked about, could you keep up with Khalifa or Snoop
I'm
Dogg
gonna try.
smoking? Yeah, right.
I'm gonna
And you're
try.
gonna win either way.
Oh yeah, I'm winning either way,
But
even if I lose.
you know,
Yeah,
similar to
exactly. If you had to grade them, I still
yeah,
won.
like you had a fun time. You were there for
Right.
a good time, not a long time.
Like if we're all
Um,
passing them, yeah, I can keep up. But
Yeah,
if it's like joint for joint, I'm probably gonna lose that.
and I imagine that's like going wing for wing with the guy who hosts Hot Ones. Like you know, he's just like he's very intolerant to it, so it
Right.
doesn't like.
Considering how many, when listening to him interview other people, like people have asked him, like he just basically like he only eats it for the show, so
Mhm.
this way it doesn't burn out. Because like I'm sure it's got to have some form of long lasting, but then there's some people
Oh,
that just genetically able to do it.
yeah, and I think he has that gene, whatever
I
it
think so
would
too.
be.
I
Because you know, like I said, I'm pretty inept to like the effects of really really hot
Mhm.
sauces. But doing that, say you did that like 3 times a week, that would affect me differently. Like I would be like, oh, like you know, I'm doing wings with like celebrity guests or whatever. It would be a different thing. But the fact that he doesn't even drink water on the show should like tell you enough
Well,
that
as
he.
he's progressed to make his guests feel comfortable, he'll drink whatever they're doing. So if they're drinking water, if they're drinking milk or
But
beer,
he's
I
doing
think
that out of like a sympathy thing.
Out of
Like
yeah, out of
I
respect.
don't
Yeah,
actually
like,
need
I
it.
don't need it, but
But
No.
I'll take
Yeah.
a sip of milk
Yeah.
so that like Ryan Reynolds doesn't feel like he's imposing on
But-
his area, you know.
yeah. But I think
Um,
it's a good thing to do. It's very what's what I'm looking for, polite. Yeah.
polite, yeah.
Because then I've also known like I'm right now in season 22. I've noticed that like as the guest takes smaller bites, he just basically going through the same experience they're going through. So this way, then it's like the relatability's there.
Yeah, and well, you know that he's not going through the same experience because he asks like more direct questions as the hot sauces get worse. He's a mastermind of that craft.
Oh yeah.
And you know the research that he does behind the scenes like is phenomenal. He used to be, I think he used to be like a BuzzFeed reporter for a long time before that.
It could have been. I've only known him.
He did a lot of things in the music industry, and then he like kind of converted that over. He was like, oh yeah, like here's like a show we could, you know, eat
His
really hot
producer's the one
wings
that
and
came up
ask
with it.
even hotter questions or whatever.
Yeah,
And
his
then yeah,
producer's the one that came up with it. He pitched the idea. It's kind
yeah,
of like
and
what
then
you
he's
did.
just like,
So
"No,
like he was
dude."
like, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast. You want to come on?" I said, "Sure."
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like you end up getting something like the B tier, you end up getting something like A tier hot ones. You know,
So here's a two-part question if you want to dig into it.
I mean, if I let me hold up, 2 part.
Yep. Since you didn't get the answer last
Yeah,
time,
you're
I'm
going
gonna start with
first.
you
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
This way you have to answer
Yeah,
it.
what was that all about?
I have no
What?
idea.
Guys. I wasn't actually mad, but I wanted to make Kato upset about it. He texted me later. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I almost asked you that question. It was a big maybe." I was like, "Oh man."
It should be set in stone.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, "Dude, you gotta like let me know yes or no if I'm gonna answer a question, okay?"
All right, so here's the question. So if you could learn one answer to a question about your future, what would you want to know?
If I could wait, hold up.
If you
If you could answer, or if you could learn one
Blair.
answer to a question about your future, what would you want to know?
Do I make it? That's about it.
I think you've already made it. Now it's just not losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So it's like,
all right. So about
yeah.
my future then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do
think
I
it's-
end up buying the Lamborghini?
Oh, 'cause why would
That's
you,
your only question.
yeah. Why would you want to buy a depreciating asset?
Like
I
the
wanna buy
one
it.
question, like, is
Um,
do I buy the Lamborghini? Like,
Well, I
needs
want to know. Like, maybe I never pulled the trigger on it. You know, maybe I drive by it in the lot and I'm like,
maybe you just
Where's the nearest Lamborghini dealership, anyways? Would that be Madison?
California.
really?
No,
This got to be one in
It's
Madison or
not
up in
close,
Minneapolis,
yeah.
or
I
even
think
Chicago.
nobody works on them in the Midwest, and I think that's why everybody buys a Corvette. So,
Well, it's the Midwest
literally
Ferrari.
everybody buys a Corvette
Yeah.
because all the mechanics around here know how to work on them. You give them a Lamborghini, and they're gonna be like, "Is this French?"
Well, I think if you're buying a Lamborghini, you almost have to fly in a Lamborghini specialist to come tweak it and stuff like that. But from what I
Dude,
understand,
I want a Lamborghini
expensive.
Gallardo, or I want a Murcielago, or I want a Hurricane. I don't know.
what color?
If it was a Hurricane, it would be white. If it was a Murcielago, it would be yellow. And if it was a Diablo GT or a DT or a
He's been thinking about this.
Yeah,
for
I
a
know.
minute.
That's why I had to
I
ask.
kind of want like a
You going
maybe a
Deadpool
red
or
one
something?
if I went the other
I
way.
had to ask.
Yeah,
He's going all,
Deadpool,
he's going
yeah.
all Deadpool colors, you know? It's like,
Had to ask.
Yeah, like a white Lambo would be a white Lamborghini Hurricane would be the coolest thing I would ever own. 4-wheel drive, works in the winter. I could take pictures of it with it in the snow. I've thought about so many different like content avenues I could do with it because imagine making like a video as Lord Peppa driving in the front seat of a Lambo and
Oh,
just
it's
being
gone.
like,
Yeah.
it's viral,
Gone,
right?
yeah.
You know, and I've also thought about just like driving the actual car. I've never driven a Lambo, right? The most sports car I've ever driven is a Corvette.
I haven't even driven a Corvette.
And
Driven BMWs and
they-
Mercedes, so.
Dude, I drove it when I was like I was under the age of 16. It was before I even had a permit. And my step grandpa let me run it in the parking lot by the church in La Crescent somewhere.
Mhm.
It was like the Methodist
Mhm.
Baptist church. It was like over on the north side of La Crescent.
Yeah.
But we were just like over there, and he's like, "Yeah, you can jump in the driver's seat for a moment here." And I'm like, "What?" Like I'm like 14 at the time, way nervous to do this. And he's like, "Yeah, just go ahead and like don't floor it, you know.
Don't floor it.
It will go 0 to 60 pretty quick, whatever." But yeah, so I got to like drive around the parking lot going like 10 miles an hour.
That's still
But
pretty
you-
exciting for a 14-year-old, man.
Right.
It was so exciting. So I,
And
you
that's
know,
when you recognize, like, how do you get head in this thing?
I was thinking about Roadhead at age 14. Yeah, I was a deviant apparently. No, and when I drove that car though, I was like, yeah, like this is pretty baller. And you know, my step grandpa, like he is like a billionaire, actually, like not even kidding. He like sold the Caterpillar train company when he was like younger. To or I guess he got bought out from his train company by Caterpillar, the train company. So he like, you know, 7 houses, like, you know,
Basically owned all the Crescent.
no, he's not from there at all. So he was just visiting like my dad at the time. And he like owned my dad's house before my dad bought it. It's like a whole thing. It was like a whole thing. Lot of like deep family lore there. But that said, like we yeah, I only really got to hang out with him maybe like 2-3 times total. And you know, I kind of envy that because he has like 3 houses in Florida, 2 houses on the lake up in Michigan. Like he's got kind of property everywhere. It's because he's like literally a billionaire.
That's awesome.
And you know, it's cool. It's like awesome that it's like somewhere in my blood, somebody has money.
Must be nice.
Mhm.
But he's not blood related to me at all. So
No, right.
yeah. But yeah, I got to hang out with him once or twice when I was younger. And yeah, one of the times we drove a Corvette, and that's when I knew I was like, I want a fast car at some point. And yeah, the Lamborghini has been Ever since I played Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, I was like, oh yeah,
Oh
like a
yeah, yeah.
Murcielago, Colorado, Hurricane,
I'm so old school.
Diablo
I
maybe.
like Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah,
But then
dude,
again, that game came out right at the peak of.
I'm not even kidding. I booted up Underground 2
Oh,
today.
that's so much
Uh,
fun. Such a
Cause
fun game.
we were chilling out here in the living room. I'm like, oh yeah, like I remember I have this game on this computer in particular, and I just booted it up, and then one of my controllers like couldn't function everything. So I was like, oh, like I was just driving around the city like aimlessly. I
Uh,
couldn't do missions, but
I have a PS2
um
just to play that game.
dude, get an MU on your current laptop golden. You can run it at higher settings and you can like do all of
Oh,
like
it's true.
the
Yeah.
cool things, you know? You can like get I don't know, HD graphics for what it's worth and
If
then
for
Underground 2 in particular has been cracked so many times by the pirate community that like you could get all of the songs and cars and like skin wraps from Underground 1 into Underground 2.
oh snap, that's legit. Some the soundtrack on a series is awesome. I never understood why they never made a number three.
What is the song that comes to mind right when you boot up the game?
Oh man, how was it? It's by the Doors.
Yep.
Lonesome Rider.
Riders in the
Riders in
Storm
the Storm. Yeah, I used to play it all the time.
featuring Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
heard that today and I was like, "Oh my god," like, my brain like kind of went like full nostalgia.
Nostalgic.
But I didn't like put it anywhere, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna put that out into the universe right now." Because when you get nostalgic, you get complacent. You kind of like retrace a little bit like back. And I don't know if that's like some human psychology thing, but like when you go back to old habits, you like kind of start to retrace as like a human, and you always want to be like evolving or advancing.
Mhm.
So I tried not to put that out into the
The
universe. So
coping
I
mechanism when you get depressed.
coping, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And
because you're trying to
the thing,
remember a better time.
the problem is like I'm not depressed right now. So like I want to be as far away from like my past
Mhm.
woos as I can. And it's been kind of hard because so Modern Warfare 2, like the old Modern Warfare 2 back in like 2008, 2009 era, 2009, I guess, November. They had a mod come out recently called H2M, and it takes place in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered Edition. But that mod got shut down by Activision recently, but like the
Go figure, right?
community, yeah, right. Okay, so it was really funny how it happened because
Can
the
can
Steam
can Phil
sale.
answer his question now too as well?
Yeah. Sorry.
So Phil, do you want me to repeat it or do you
I
understand the
remember.
question?
I remember. I'd want to know like the day I die, like the exact date.
Okay.
That's the only thing I want to know. Day I die, just so I could like have that like plan for it. Like
Die in the woods,
get
and
it.
if somebody
Yeah.
doesn't find your body, I win.
I'm going fishing for the week. See you later. Gone. Like
Bye, Felicia.
right.
I got you.
Sail off. And no one finds. Like
Say la vie.
Would you like to know how you
nope.
died?
Don't care. I just want to know the day,
Mhm.
Okay.
exact date, so I can at least plan for it.
Do you think that your plan could affect like so maybe you weren't planned to die that day, but
Mhm.
since you knew that that day was gonna happen, that you like planned for it, and then now you
I
die
like
a
curse
different way?
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
You think
some
that could
random
be
accident.
you think that could be an issue?
It could.
Would you fear that?
But I think I'd like simplify my life at that point. Like I wouldn't be doing everything. Or like, oh, I'll start grabbing everything, get all my materials ready. And it's the week before, yeah, I'm probably gonna go do my own thing. And then whatever happens is whatever happens. You know what I mean? Like, I could be my own cause of death. You know what I mean? Like I could drown,
Yeah.
like
You like don't know.
right.
Yeah.
I just know it happens on that day. You know what I mean?
What would be kind of like the precaution that you take? Like, what would you write in your will?
I probably, well, it depends like how late in life it is. You know what I mean? Like who do I have in my life at that point? You know what I mean? Like, who's still around? Like, obviously, I'd leave it to all my like personal belongings and everything to the closest member of my family, and then I just, you know what I mean?
You think you'd live differently now
Like,
than you
if I
would
if I knew,
yeah.
like, say it happened to be later this year, yeah, I definitely live differently now than if I were, because then I'd just be like, oh, I quit my job. You know what I mean? I only
Yeah.
have, you know what I mean? Like,
You would quit your job then too?
well, depends on how long I have. You know what I mean? Like,
You don't know?
you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know right now.
Not right
Right.
now.
Like,
You're about to
no one's
learn.
gonna answer this question for me.
God upstairs, man.
Go deep in an
My
ayahuasca
upstairs
trip.
neighbors.
Yeah, I might have to hit up Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
We have to go figure out this answer.
The Hat Man. He has it.
Right.
How about you, man?
Oh man, since I'm the last one, I've been thinking about this too because like I like his question, but it's like I'd rather not.
I do like that
Yeah,
answer.
it's
Yeah.
like but like the answer between your vehicles, like that's pretty cool. It's like all right, so like how do you want to go
My bitch
from
ass.
there? Yeah, I guess it would be it would be the so question about my future. All right, so it's like everything in my past has already dictated my future. So it's like anyway, past actions don't make any difference now. So like, this is a very difficult question to come up with. You know, here because everything I want to do, I already have a focus on navigating
to
to
do
it.
it,
So
right.
yeah, no, it's like putting all the right pieces for it. 'Cause, like I know next year I want to plan to go to New Brunswick. I pitched this idea about going to Canada, but DUIs in Canada don't mix. You know, so it's like
I'm in the same boat.
Might
Yeah.
not make it back.
We might not make it in.
Yeah.
yeah, you won't be able to make it in. They're more strict with their border than our borders
Yeah.
are.
We
They
won't
treat-
make it.
They
in.
treat it like a murder up there. They're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you guys like potentially killed somebody. So
Right.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. So
I didn't do that, but never know.
this my idea would be, or my question to find out the future would fall alongs to like how many friends get to live the life that I envision.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Right.
That's a good one.
Do you have like
A certain vision.
yeah, do you have like a vision
The-
for everybody you keep close? Like do
Well,
you just like
The
hey,
the main
Or
biggest
just as a whole.
this is a whole like
Okay.
the idea is like, but it's like living together, entwined. You know, we still have we obviously live our own lives, but it's like we have a focal point that we all start able to like when we make plans for every single year. It's like we're always doing something with guys only. Then we move into doing couples, and then we move in from there,
Hmm.
and figuring out like how to be able to incorporate all that stuff. Because like now I've gotten to the point where I have friends in South Dakota that we make a trip to go out west or go someplace for some form of archery tournament or archery engagement, and then it's like I also have friends that we will go out and we go to wineries and in distilleries and kind of like continue our education and different things that really it like we really enjoy, but also like means like work business ventures, you know, like where we're like with this example, you know, because like we have the potential of seeing something skyrocket, but like where could this go in a sense, you know? Everything has a potential of doing that.
Right.
Then the other thing is like what cool things that would somebody think about that was willing to step up to the table? It's like, hey, let's do X, let's do Y. And how many people are willing to come with it, you know? Like whether it be traveling outside the country or doing something fun in the stateside, because we live in one of the unique landscapes. So we have
No
desert,
doubt.
we have rain, we have oceans, we have lakes. So it's like we have a lot of things to
Number
offer.
one. Yeah.
So it's for me, I have really no ambition to go overseas because like overseas, when you look at it, it's like there's no means to protect myself. If I do carry a knife in England, I can get in trouble for that. Can't go over to the Middle East because they don't allow smoking weed or
Yep.
drinking
Yep.
and stuff like that. And then it's like you don't want to walk in. It's always under turmoil. You know, it'd be fun to go to Russia, but it's like it's just a pain in the ass.
I do want
know?
to try Moscow at some
Yeah,
point.
I'd love
but
to go to Moscow just because
just
the
to see
history's
the
so
people.
rich.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
people there.
The
and
Kremlin,
the
just to see all
Slavs,
that.
and yeah, you get to see everything there.
Like Africa,
Um,
Africa would be fun to go to, go on a hunting trip, stuff like that. I have a friend of mine, him and I have been talking about it now.
Egypt.
Yep.
That would be
Egypt in
fun.
particular, maybe the Congo River Valley somewhere in there.
Congo is dangerous. It's very
Very
dangerous. And it's
dangerous.
like, I don't
But it's
like,
something that I think I would love to do.
yeah.
Like,
But see, that's where it comes down to is like right now, it's an idea for you to go to because you have no kids. You have no kids. You don't have a wife. You have the flexibility. So if you do die, you die. You know what I mean? But I have a kid, so
if
it's
I
like,
die to piranhas, I'm
yeah,
gone.
you know what I mean? But
Like,
I
you
have a
know,
kid. I'd like
yeah.
to potentially see grandkids if I
Well,
would get lucky.
you brought up a good point too. Is like everything is in the U.S. If you want to go see a desert, if you want to go see
A
like the
mountain,
northern
right?
mountains of
Hmm.
California, if you want to go see Appalachia, if you want
Hmm.
to go see a city like Boston or New York, you can do that. You don't have to really go through all of this other process of like crossing country lines and flying to Italy and
Hmm.
flying to New Brunswick or whatever.
And considering like all
Um,
what's going on globally and stuff like that, it's and especially until the UK gets this dynamic going back and
they
forth.
got to
Like we're
figure it
running,
out.
yeah. They
Yeah.
got to figure out what they're gonna do between Sharia law and Christians. You know, that's the biggest thing.
Um,
They're the biggest conflict right now because there it seems to be like the cult, the occult that's going on. They're trying to develop that war while they just stand back and let everything implode.
yeah, so you had brought up that, you want to see like your friends do well and see if they can like intertwine with your vision of what they are.
Hmm.
Do you have like a certain pedestal that you kind of put people on where you're like, I hope that they like, kind of get through whatever they're going through. And once they reach that point, they can like, cross into like, oh yeah, let's do couple gatherings and let's do like that and this
You
and
hit it on
that.
the hit it on the nail, or hit the nail on the head here a few weeks ago. It's about who your ride or die, who are the ones you want to be with. So it's like I don't have pedestals. I just want them to keep saying what they're going to do and keep on achieving what they're going to go. And it's like, and it may not be like within the first 6 months or 12 months, or it could be 36 months, but it's like being the ones that just continue to show up. And that's where your priorities in my life really lie. And so it's like, if you're ones that are going to say something but never achieve it or never do it, or just never talk to me unless you need something. Then it's like, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life, you know?
Yeah, kind of cutting the bad energy
Mhm.
out.
Yeah, exactly. Cutting out
Um,
the useless, the NPCs, removing the NPCs from my life.
yeah, the non-player characters.
Yep.
I man, there's a part of me too where it's like you kind of have to keep people who don't achieve everything that they want. Because a lot of people do put big energy out in the world, right? Like you have people who have dreams and goals and all of this and ambitions. Everybody has their own, right? And I think that's like everybody comes at a different perspective with. Um, but it is awesome to see people kind of achieve like what that their goals are. Like, I might state a goal to you and I might state a goal to you and I might not actually do it, right? A lot of people like might say something, hey, I'm gonna put it out into the universe, and then it just doesn't come to fruition. And I know just kind of like listening to how you are talking to tonight, like you'd rather see people do what they're gonna do instead of say what they're gonna do and not do it. Because I think it's like a big energy shift when you start like I like quit kind of like talking to people about my long term goals. Once I hit my short term goals, I was like, yeah, like I'm just gonna start kind of nose to the grindstone at that point. And the less that I talk about what I'm gonna do and just do it, do learn, commit, the upward spiral of success, the more stuff that I know is like happening in my life positively. Because I'm not talking to people about doing it, I'm just doing it. I don't even have time to talk to people
He's
anymore.
Nike over here. He's just doing
I'm just do it.
But it's
Like
also
child
just good
above.
enough. It's
Yeah.
just good enough.
And yeah, it gets the job done,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not like it's some crazy production style or some crazy like editing style that I'm doing or whatever. Just good enough to push myself to be a little bit better every day. Um, and somebody in particular in your life comes to mind. Because I know you're kind of thinking about this. You got to be thinking about this in the back of your mind. But John,
Yeah.
you know that he could do a lot more than what he's probably doing right now. So, like, you kind of hope that he like overcomes his current problem, and then he can like push that envelope forward and get to where he's gonna go.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure. Oh,
and
we had a
it's
nice
a
conversation. So it's like I know where his short term goals are. Like he's looking to get married.
yeah.
Like she's got a credible gal.
Mhm.
He's him and his brother in law are partnering up. I don't necessarily trust his brother in law, but I do understand where his motion is, and it's like he's finding something that like really suits his skill set, and it's away from he's moving away from the monitor and being part of life. You
Yeah.
know, for a daily work, and it's like he's got the skill set to achieve it, and that's just
Yeah.
making those micro
It's
goals.
just making it happen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I know, like, just when you see your friend succeed or even do better than you, I think a lot of people are like
Jealous.
envious.
Yeah.
And yeah, comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah.
Yep, that is the biggest thing that
It
I've
should have
learned.
been me.
Well,
You
yeah, but
know,
that's
But
such a
like,
such a
but
lame
you helped
mentality.
listen there. You know what I mean? It is you. Like,
It's
Yeah.
also having the goal of being constantly curious, because if, let's say Phil, you want to do something you want to know about,
yeah,
but it's like if you stop asking questions, well then how can I
I'm not gonna
keep
know.
yeah, because that's the biggest thing. Is like you don't know you know what you don't know, but if
Mhm.
you don't start
If I
asking
don't ask,
questions,
I'm never gonna know.
exactly. So it's like, we were talked about like ice fishing
Yep.
and being able to stream live. Well,
Yep.
we figured that problem out. You kept on asking questions, because that's where you grow, is asking questions and going from there. And that's how you change your network of
Part
friends.
of that upward spiral. It's learning. Learning's part of
Mhm.
that, right? You know, learning,
Yeah.
doing,
Big part.
commit. You
Yeah.
know, like
And
Big
we got
part.
a guy here that knows about cryptocurrencies. It's like all we need to do is just
I started dabbling in that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know, like
Oh
I got a
yeah,
bag too.
you have a couple
Yeah,
crypto
yeah,
bonuses.
we
Yeah.
have some bags, but it's like, all we're waiting for is like that one that's like it's 0.0001. And it's like knowing your
That's like
research.
a
It's like, hey,
dollar.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, but it's like or 0.000001. It's like, hey, like put $100 in this right here, and we'll see what happens. It's like I can afford losing $100. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like having the introspective, your knowledge set to be able to work. Like, hey, if you do this, like there's a couple of them you told me you dropped $100 in, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden they went
Dude,
parabolic.
yeah,
Just think if you would have
this
told me
year
that.
has been some crazy. Well,
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
think if you'd have told me that,
you
or
and
told
your
him that.
$1 million
There-
year over here.
You'd actually have
$1
a
million year,
multi.
baby.
The
But
thing is,
this
the
is
idea would be a multi-million-dollar year, because now
now we have all our
yeah, because
currencies.
now you
The only
changed all of our lives.
the only problem with that too is that like um because they are so volatile. It's like you guys have to also have the available cash at the time at the exact moment that I would be like,
Oh,
hey.
that's the thing. It's like I know I do, so it's just waiting for that moment, because it's like
Yeah.
because you don't know until you ask.
Yeah.
Because it's like because let's say
Well,
it's like,
ask.
well, yeah, it's like you just like, hey, it's like, hey, you all you do is
Do
tell us, like,
learn, commit.
yeah. So all you do is tell you, hey Jeff, I'm looking at this right here. I like the fundamentals of it. Like put like this,
Yeah.
or this is, you could tell me, it's like this is how much I'm putting in. All right. So like, all right, if I can't do it, I'll match it. Or if I can't
Yeah.
exceed it, I'll at least put in. Because let's say I put $100 into one of the ones that went parabolic, it's like still a nice pay. That was still a bit of nice chunk of change.
Oh yeah. No, there's always been like a thing too with crypto is like if you have the available cash, you've kind of been like the best position. And it's like no position is almost the best position in some regards because
Mhm.
you can, and I've luckily voice crack. Luckily, I've had the option, I guess, to be able to study like what goes viral and why a meme works, and
Mhm.
I've had internet knowledge for that for years. So when I see something that I know is like, that's a good meme. It might not go parabolic, but I'll throw 1,000 at it, or I'll throw like 500 at it. And then if it, on the off chance that like one in maybe 15 or 10 good memes out of the thousands that are coming out every week, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're just playing darts or whatever. Like I only throw at the good memes, and if the good memes take off, or if there's memes that I don't understand that take off, I don't buy those memes.
Mhm.
But if it's good memes and you're like, oh yeah, like the meme tick value is very high. The CIA has an entire study. They have a book called like meme tick value, and it's like an entire breakdown of like why things go viral versus why things don't go viral because they study human psychology pretty hard. I've never read the book, don't care to, won't. But
Because you already know.
because I know I'm
Yeah.
involved. And it's like I can see like the Huck tour girl. That thing was instant, and you know why? Horny white guys, like
Just
Tennessee
horny men
gal,
in general. Yeah.
met on the street. the Huck Tour meme comes to life. It's gonna happen. You know,
Now she's
and
capitalizing because what she did is she's smart. She waited 3 weeks before she opened up all of her platforms
Yep.
and got
Mhm.
agencies, got managers, stuff like that, and then capitalized. I was like,
and
hey,
that's what you
good
have
on
to
you.
do.
She's not that interesting.
Um,
She just happened to say the right thing, the right time.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that-
like that motherfucker ain't real. You guys remember that meme on the plane? There's like the alien in the back, and
Oh,
people
yeah.
make like the meme
Oh,
of like
the
Mark
gal?
Zuckerberg
Yeah.
sipping water in
Yeah.
the back of the
Mhm.
plane or whatever. That one, like, it seems more psyoped than the Huck Tour girl. It seems a little bit less natural. But in that regard, there's probably teams of marketers out there setting up viral moments in public because they know they can. And by that I mean you put film guy in row 5 of plane and you put two people in the back arguing on a public setting, and then as soon as you get her to like, you know, like you get like the viral moment on clip, you could have an entire team of marketers running this entire operation, put 4 people on a plane and make that clip happen
Every day.
and make
every
the
day.
person that
And there's
says
people
it
doing that.
Every
attractive.
flight.
Yeah.
All it has to do is be attractive, whether it be male or female.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. You
'Cause
just have to have
you
like
could
not
also start at the
ugly
same
and yeah.
type of analytics when you look at a pretty girl or a handsome gentleman that's going to jail. Like how much publicity they get.
Yeah.
Like Jodi Ayers, like we know her name, but even though it's like she's a horrible person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you know that there's like teams of people doing that, and like I figure that it's like inorganic as content farming, but like that kind of stuff does go viral, and for whatever reason, like it's marketable. You can put people on the platform, and you can make money on it. So people are gonna do it.
And fails make more money than successes do.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been approached. Don't know if it's really if it is actually legit. Here, I'll pull up my. 'Cause I posted a video in regards to.
Did we all answered this right?
did, we
Okay.
did.
Just want to make sure.
Wrong.
Oh, we're
wrong.
not skipping anybody this week?
Nope. Kato, except for Kato.
Yeah, Kato, you can answer this at home. If you could learn one answer to your question about your
He needs to
future,
bring it
what
on
would you want to
Thursday.
know?
That's his homework for Thursday.
yeah.
So have you heard of
Just texting that question.
Brady?
Yeah.
So have you heard of a creator partnerships?
I didn't put it back in the hat, so you got to answer it.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the one he grabbed.
So have you
yeah,
heard
no
of
input on that? Yeah, I don't know. Questionable. At
So
best.
have you heard of Brady? Have you heard of creator partnerships at tmbi.com?
Never heard of it.
Well, so it's they're saying they're part of the Fail Army, and they've emailed me a
The
couple.
fail army. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's like I don't know if it's really them because it could be a spam.
Yeah.
And so it's
Could
like
be
they
anything.
want to be able to make money off of a post I make because they had like 6.9 million views.
Okay.
It went somewhat viral.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't see a dime from it. So it's like, but it's just one of those random things that just.
But still, just 6.9 million people
Yeah.
saw this.
But it's like
It's a big
and
outreach.
reacted to it.
And it's
you know what I
it's a
mean?
big
but it was a
that's a big
fail
outreach.
that just kind of hit.
What was the fail?
Guy dry fire in his bow and act like a tool.
Sick.
They didn't act like it was doing it.
Classic.
So bad.
Classic.
Mhm, yeah.
Um.
But it's like they're telling me like, hey, we want to give you some money and stuff like that. And it's like I don't trust it because I don't know
I
the
can go do
names.
this right now and get 6.9 million views.
Potential.
Yeah. The thing is,
No.
I wouldn't trust it because I feel like they would try to find the guy who did that.
Yeah,
before they
exactly.
reach
That's
out.
why I
I'll
am
wear a
like,
mask.
yeah, that's why it's like I think it's a scam.
You can get away with it. Just one of those white.
But you know what I
paper
mean? It's like
masks.
it's one of those things where you never go like, well, it's considering I might actually get like $6 from Facebook because I finally,
$6.
yeah,
I'll
because
look
I
at, like,
finally,
6.9 million.
I'll give
Yeah,
you like
yeah.
the paper Hardy's bag and cut out eyes and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um.
That's the whole thing. But it's like
I-
when you're trying to find viral, when you're content farming, it's like what you do is like you go on a social media platform, you find someone that's not hot, move it to a different platform you haven't seen it on yet, and hopefully it takes off.
right.
You know, and then and I got
I feel bad. I wouldn't trust that.
oh, I wouldn't trust it either. Like
unfortunately.
I've had I've had multiple attempts. I was like, I don't think it's real. I don't think it's legit. It's
Yeah.
like the people that I work with, I actually know the people. I know their first and last name. I had their phone number. I know their wives. Like that's who I work with, not these random people that's like, hey, we want to throw this at you. I got an email.
Throw it at me and then we'll work
Yeah.
something out. you
Yeah,
know,
like pay me.
Show me.
or Show me that you
Right.
got some money.
Yeah, I'm still waiting a response from this one company about knives and stuff like that. I still haven't responded back to me. It's like, do you like are you expecting me to pay for this? Is like, this is a cheap knife, and it's like your markup is not very high, so it's definitely cheap steel. So it's like, really want to push a product like that. I have a friend of mine out of Illinois that makes quality knives. I'm going to push them. Granted, it's like I don't. He doesn't pay me or anything like that. I paid for
But
my,
you just know
but it's like I
quality.
know him. I know quality, and I want to push his product because
You're not
I
gonna
can
push
make a
something
positive
that's
impact.
not gonna like you're gonna use it once and it breaks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
exactly.
you're gonna promote something that you can use time and time
Oh,
again.
for sure. And I want to be able to beat the knife up. And if I want to record it, it's like I want to find out like is it really worth it? You know, I
Right.
have a friend of mine down in Illinois is exploded, but he does a whole bunch of deep diving, and he's 10x to science behind doing uh broadheads. I really respect his opinion because he has the back the all the work he's done. So we're gonna try this mango. I gotta finish the good stuff here
Yeah,
first.
finish the good, out with the bad. You know what I mean? I gotta
You want to give me a nice
cube?
Just a
cube,
small
please?
shot though. It's my second game. Oh, you know what?
I'll double cube it.
Let it cook for a minute.
Yeah, let it cool down because this is
It's hot.
room temperature.
Mango habanero from Tennessee, right?
You can
Handcrafted. Yeah.
that's some cheap whiskey.
Full
It's like $20 a
smoky.
lot.
Oh yeah.
Old
Oh
Smoky,
yeah. No, I
cheap.
wouldn't spend money on it.
Yeah.
Mango habanero though. It is so. Forewarning. It is actually spicy.
Like you think
It's got the whiskey
is it
kick and the
5
habanero kick.
thousands Calvin, or we're looking at 20.
Yeah, Scoville wise, it's probably around like can't be that. It's probably like
Could be running like 5 or 8. You
probably
know?
like 10K.
Okay.
But that's like kind of weak. That's like a hot garlic. You're not gonna be like, shitting bricks over there or whatever.
Dang, I was trying to get out of work.
Yeah,
You get work tonight?
diarrhea from
Tomorrow.
whiskey.
Okay. So we're ready to bottoms up to a spicy meatball.
Spicy meatball. Ha 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 ha. Sweet. Got mango. Got a mango kick.
And spicy.
It's not bad. So you get actually fun with this. I don't think it's 10,000. I think it's right around that 3 to 5.
Yeah.
5.
It's not
Yeah.
that hot.
Okay, my tolerance is like
Your
I
your
don't know
tolerance
what it
is ridiculously high considering we just got to talking
Um,
about bloodline or
Yeah,
flatline.
Flatline is
Ugh.
that's a kicker. I'll
Mhm.
put. We'll have to like make an extra episode for that at some point. I'll just drink it during the stream or during our.
I don't think
I wouldn't do that again.
Caitlin,
I had like an out of body experience that night. Like
I don't think Caitlin wants to
wonder
relive
why.
it. Should probably like
you were drinking ayahuasca.
we were drinking,
you know,
dude. Like it can induce like some crazy
Hallucinations.
stuff. Yeah, I had I'm pretty sure I like came to Jesus that night. I was like, oh yeah, like he died on the cross, man. That's pretty cool. You
Mhm.
learn commit, I guess. No, not that simple, but
So no, was this given to you or did you buy this?
I bought this on a terrible whim one day.
That'd be.
I gotcha.
It'd be a good like
I wanted to try it for
marinade
Papa,
for like
so
cooking. I feel.
oh,
It would be really good.
You can make it as a glaze. I wouldn't want to do anything beyond that, but I think you could see some flavor. Most likely pork is what I would go with.
That'd be good.
So get this. So it was like yesterday. It was me, Alicia, and Steph. We're all sitting there chit chatting yesterday. And so he was like, I pitched Seth this idea about doing because it's like the Saturday before when I invited you to the barbecue. One of the gals there, I asked,
I'm so sorry I didn't make it.
if you I didn't expect you to make it because it's during your work cycle, so it's like it is what it is. But one of the gals had mentioned, well, why don't you do like get a food truck? I was like, well, I don't want to have government in my business.
Mhm.
So it's like, but it's like she did create some inspiration. Then it's like, well, we know Steph, she can produce some really good stuff. She's a chef. She's got the skill set for it. So I pitched the idea. It's like, why don't we do a creative business about doing a small venues or small parties? She says she wants to keep a max of 50, which is completely respectable. I wanted to go less than that, but turning that into a business where we
Catering thing.
Yeah, catering essentially. But the idea would be it's a show. Because her and I's personalities are quite bubbly. It's like we could talk. We have
Stephanie's really
lot,
fun to hang out
a
with.
lot
You'd
of
enjoy
knowledge
her.
on different topics and such. And the idea was, I told her, it's like, well, what we do is like, if let's say we're doing it's a day event, we go in there, we set up that morning, we start cooking, smoking. It's like, well, the nice thing is I don't have to babysit that.
You don't have to sit there. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not direct heat or not direct flame. So it's like I could just simply go in there. Just like once I'm good, I can come over and I can help you out.
Right.
So this way, then we don't have to worry about hiring a person in the middle. But it's like it adds an element of being able to create something inside somebody's kitchen, or we do it outside, because we don't need a. Yeah, thank you. But we don't necessarily need a commercial kitchen to do everything we want.
Right.
And we already have a lot of the ingredients that we need. So
and
it's
the
like
equipment.
yeah, so the equipment, that's the biggest thing, is we already have the established equipment, so it's just kind of going from there.
Yep.
And it's like, and like I was really so really inspired me to like, hey, I'll reach out to Bradley Smokers again. It's like, hey, it's like I can
For a promotion, or
yeah, well, I could do both. Because
Okay.
like I have no idea what the aspect is. Like I emailed them last night. I'm still waiting for a response because I had a question about their application of it all, and so because I wanted to fill it out and I wanted to make sure I'm a candidate that will get selected. Thank you. And the idea would be to put something together. It's like, it's like we'll develop the whole social media thing, like claim all of our things. We actually put in Chat GPT, like, hey, some of our attributes and stuff. And we came up with a pretty cool snazzy slogan for our business. So it's like a nice thing is like we know how to
smoke meat, not meth.
No, we want to cater to a more of an upscale, because it's like we want to get paid, but it's like the idea. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah. Smoke meat.
Smoke meat, not meth.
Her nice perspective is that we already have enough people in our Rolodex that have eaten our food that we can ask them to simply go on Facebook or go on our Instagram and stuff like that and write reviews and stuff like that that we created. So this way, that's like we can boost our footprint in the social media.
Traffic.
Yeah. So this way, because like reviews on pages get traffic and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they get follows, and I saw this online. Let's go check it out. Like word of mouth spreads fast, especially if it's good.
If we do,
And if it's
pop-ups
bad,
too,
it spreads even faster. So like, you know what I mean? Like,
but the upside is that you've already eaten my food multiple times.
oh,
So
I believe.
Yeah, and so
I don't even have
but
to.
having reviews from other people that works out.
I can't wait till you.
Well, like
his meat.
I was a chef. I have 17 years of chef work experience.
Oh no shit!
Before I went,
look at this,
before
Jeff, who
look at this.
came to do
it's who
what I
you
did.
know, not who you blow, man. I'm telling you.
All right, Sam. All right,
I could even come help out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was your background. I thought you worked at Cholita for a long period of time.
No.
Oh,
So
no.
Yeah,
this is my first year there. Like,
oh shit!
I gave up cooking to go there.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you should come in the planning meeting.
You can't go back to it.
Because the idea would be, it's like if we could book the goal would be is to book a party before Christmas. If we do that that could really set it, like begin the upwards of trend to getting our name out there. But the idea, get this though, we would think about actually implementing THC into the states that are legal.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Like cooking with cannabis.
Yeah. But it's like, but we have to go to.
Have you ever seen that show?
Yeah.
No,
it's so amazing.
It's very underrated.
It's like mind opening.
Yeah.
Like 5-course meals, all THC infused.
And by the end of
some are like full THC.
I'd be
some
passed out.
No, some are like
entree.
Delta 8. So it's like
oh,
so it's
I
like
could handle it.
Yeah, they manage it so you're not just leaving there just slumped. You know what I mean? Like you got your uppers, you got your downers. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say if you're there for like an hour, and you hit the first edible,
but I still
at the
believe though, I think the
appetizer.
highest amount of THC they actually put in a meal was maybe 10 or 12 milligrams.
Yeah, it's really not that much.
But it's enough for a positive experience.
But like through 5 courses, that's maybe what 80 milligrams.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 50 to 80.
Oh yeah, as a whole,
as a whole,
it's a lot.
The individual though,
for someone that doesn't use regularly, yes.
But the amount that I'll serve you though would probably
casuals nowadays, man, they black out at like 30 milligram edibles.
I know people that like these 5 milligram edibles at Minnesota,
like
or
the
wherever
THC gummies,
the little ones. Yeah, I could pop 5 of those and still not feel anything.
And might take a really good nap.
And I know someone that takes one and they're just gone the rest of the day. And I go, how?
Yeah.
Like
how? They purposely go in as a lower tolerance is the only thing that makes sense to me.
But like
It's
I could-
cheaper to be like that anyway.
Oh, it really is. It really is.
It's kind of lame though, because like I'm doing this for the same experience, but I have to eat 100 of them.
You know,
You know what I mean?
maybe
Like-
that's lame. Okay, sure.
Like-
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I think all these new pot smokers that were doing it now that it's become like a big thing is lame.
Dude, I think weed has gotten 100%
Lame.
more lame since it's become legal.
Well, it's just
That's
like-
my argument for it. I know people don't have to agree with me, but I am 100%
No,
in the
I
take of-
100% agree.
I think weed has, since it's become normalized, it has become 1,000% more lame, and you never hear of like, because you know it used to be like an anomaly.
Well, you never hear any.
And everybody kept it on, on the low key,
Yeah.
because it's like you didn't know, like, well, oh, did not, you know what I mean?
And it
Now
was
it's just like,
the
hey, you
the
smoke?
criminal element,
Yeah.
the criminal element to weed, like that going away is very disheartening.
I don't think it should have been there in the first.
It shouldn't-
place.
Well,
Yeah,
it shouldn't have.
exactly.
It
It
shouldn't
shouldn't.
have. But
Yeah.
there's a little bit of thrill behind doing something illegal.
Yeah, that's true.
That like when that
I mean,
gets
I didn't get the same feeling when I was doing harder drugs. It was only with the weed. It was like I can get in trouble for this. But when I was doing the harder drugs, I didn't care if I got in trouble. You know, it was
Yeah.
like
I can see that.
whatever.
that-
you know
that
what I
might
mean?
be more the mentality on
Because
it.
like when
you
I'm
know?
just around smoking, it's like, oh, fuck the police. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm like shooting up, it's like, okay, I'm not really going around like acting a fool, like
Yeah.
exposing myself. You know what I mean? Like in where we grew up, all we had to do is go around in the cornfields, get drunk, or go around driving around
Yeah.
getting stoned.
Smoke,
you know?
yeah.
Like that's all we had to do. That was our two options. And either way, if you're a minor or just operating a vehicle in that state, you're getting fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows what you're doing because we're such a small town and we're just
You're from La Creston,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
so it makes sense. Yeah,
So, like,
so it's like
smoking
a
in
town
those-
of 5,000 people. You
You
can only
know-
hide it for so long.
Either you or somebody you knows that you smoke.
yeah.
Everybody knows
Um,
that I smoke, you know, like, or I
Yeah.
did smoke, you know what
And
I mean? Like,
Riding like those, I mean, because you have the same experience I had.
Mhm.
We'd have like 6 people in a van. We'd be
Oh,
driving the back
I had
roads.
double that.
12 people.
I
yeah,
had easy 12, 15
what-
people in my
Yeah.
car.
whatever it was, you know.
Just
and,
rolling down the back road. Yeah, lighting up.
and that's
Not
all
even
we did.
caring.
That's all we did.
All we did. That's all we
Um,
had to do. Or it was like the alternative was
Yeah.
passing out in the cornfield drunk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was lame.
And all I did was work. Like when I
Yeah,
was, when I was in
and-
high school, all I did was work.
Well, I had a job too, but it was just like
I worked.
I did it
I-
after.
I
I
didn't-
worked,
you know what I
and,
mean?
and yeah, I made enough
didn't like
money
to
to
go to high
smoke,
school,
and then
so-
Yeah, like I made enough my own.
because you were
money.
also getting like 20 a gram back then. Like nowadays, I guess you're like getting
that, which is
like
Like
$25 a
wild.
gram
Which is
for the tax.
wild to think right now. Like $400 a zip back then. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
And
And now it's like
you get big-
100.
I can get a
100,
zip for 180 bucks.
80,
Yeah.
yeah, like 130.
Like if it's
shake,
ground
you
up
can
or
get
something, yeah,
100.
120 bucks.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
It's like it's phenomenal
like,
how much
what?
that shifted. And
yeah, I remember
it's just
spending
like I was
60,
making
80 bucks an eighth.
When I
Yeah.
was pushing back in the day, I was making so much money doing it.
Yeah.
But now, if
I will never
was,
say that on a podcast.
now
but-
if it's like I tried to push it, I'm not making anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
probably losing money at that.
Mhm.
yeah, there's some element to that, but that that's
But now
the
it's not.
criminality behind
But now
it.
it's not really as big of a risk as if I were to do it now. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
It's more of a
Yeah.
just slap on the wrist. Here you go.
Yeah, here's like a ticket.
yeah, whatever.
We'll take what you got on you.
I'll
and-
see you in court. Right.
Yeah.
Like
And like I said, that kind of eliminates the thrill of it. I think to me, and you know, I don't say that as
I
like,
still-
oh, I'm
I
gonna
still
go.
kind of feel that way though, because like right now it's kind of in the gray area because they can't legally sell it yet, and I can legally have it. You know what I mean? Like,
Wisconsin's legal for Delta 8, but not
Delta
Delta
8.
Yeah.
Right.
THCA
well,
is like the non-carbonate form of
well, it's
THC
just, a,
9
it's just,
delta.
it's just
So
another
it is-
thing like Delta 8 where they're
Yeah.
pulling an extract or a chemical
Yeah,
out of it.
like THCA in particular, I think like when you carbonate it, when you carboxylize it,
Yep.
burn it, you get the product of THC 9 delta, right? So it's like the exact carbon copy. It's just not. I don't know how they didn't figure this out 10 years ago.
right.
I don't know where they were when I was younger,
Could
But-
come out of taste.
but
'cause
then
it's
again,
a lot of
like,
people
Well,
like
I'm kinda
It's
It's
probably just dodging the loopholes and in legality.
yeah.
Because when you
you're trying to
study,
put it in a
but
you are
con-
studying
but-
a Schedule 1 drug. So a lot of scientists do not want to touch that because they might lose their license if they get caught with
Yep.
that.
yeah.
but now
It's
it's
a
not
whole
a
thing.
class 1 drug. A lot more experiments are going
Now
on.
you can.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, like, back when-
it got rid of the
Like I said,
taboo
back when
around
we
it.
were growing up, we didn't have the Delta 8. We had the artificial marijuana or
We had the spiked,
monster or
yeah.
spike.
The
Whatever
AK-47,
it is, yeah.
like you could. I mean,
Yeah.
you could buy sativa back then too.
You could buy
But
it at
you-
the smoke shop. Yeah,
dude,
you know what I mean? Like
I
it was
low-key-
like sativa back in the day. I could go in the smoke shop and buy it real
Or is it
quick.
Stavia? Is that the one where it's like you have like a 10-minute
Or
trip?
Salvia.
Salvia,
Yep,
not Stavia,
yep,
whatever I was
salvia.
saying. Yeah,
But
salvia.
I've done that too.
You could buy salvia
never
over the
cared for it.
counter. You can buy kratom over the counter.
You still
You
can.
could- You can.
Yeah.
Okay, I've not looked for kratom, but
kratom is just another version of it's a natural painkiller.
Yeah.
that Big Pharma
But-
doesn't want us
so
to experiment.
it's a
have.
herb.
salvia,
Yeah.
salvia in
Yeah.
particular, like you could buy that straight over
And
the
trip.
counter
Mhm,
and trip
yeah.
for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've done that a couple times
did
here and
it,
there. and
like-
I probably lost some brain cells from it, but it was
I've lost a lot more.
it
yeah.
was so much fun.
like
um,
we went out in the woods and did it, so it's like even more trippier because
but I'm
like
really
when you're on it, it's like I don't know where I am. I didn't know where I was when I did it. Like, and now it's like
you
oh.
lose like that
Well,
20
and then-
minutes.
And
of
then
your
it's
high.
worse because like all my buddies took off, just like ran. So I'm just like
Oh,
I'm tripping.
well, because they're
like-
tripping too.
Well, not all of them. I had one babysitter that was just like,
oh, he wasn't there for you.
well, like we had a group of like 8 of us that were like doing it. So it's
Yeah.
like, how is he gonna like looking back at it now? It's like, yeah, okay, we probably should have had more than one babysitter.
Maybe 2, 3, 4.
Like,
So I
right.
want to
Keep
circle
your
back
group
to
up.
your culinary.
That's when you
skills,
get like
so-
that. That's
So
when
now,
you
did
get
you go to
everybody
school
on
for it?
there.
No, I just did it.
Just you just
Worked
your
my way up.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. So like, so if I were to give you a protein, what would so let's say I'm gonna go with something fun.
Okay.
Do lamb.
Mhm.
How would you prepare that protein? How and what would you make out of it?
Is it the rack or is it like?
I'm just giving you the protein.
know?
You can pick the cut. I'm just giving you the protein.
Well, if it's a rack of lamb, I'm just gonna throw it in like the smoker, and then I'm gonna throw it in the oven,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna like make like a mashed potato and like maybe like a pea or like carrot puree, and then top it with like a demi glaze.
There we go. I said I was testing. I want to see what you would come up with because that's
Yeah.
actually it's a very tasty meal. We were looking through and it's like somebody created a recipe with pomegranate.
Mhm.
That'd be fire.
I have a watermelon salad that I have in my own recipe book that I have not yet tried. So it might be an interesting one to do as well.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I wanted to find out. I
Mm-hmm.
want because it's like I like because lamb's a fun one.
Oh yeah,
Because last night we were discussing like
lamb's a hard one.
oh yeah I know
Very
I
hard.
remember you
You
made
smoked it,
lamb
yeah.
for us
I
once.
cooked it
Very-
for 9 people. And I cooked it
Very,
fast.
very hard.
So
It's like,
good,
I,
though.
Oh yeah,
I've
It's
been
a
playing with lamb for like
delicacy.
over 10 years, man. It's such a fun
Mhm.
thing to work with. I like lamb shanks because they got that fat in the internal
I've
of it.
held every like position in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm. So it's like you've been the sous chef, the chef, everything. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So it's like you had
I've
that
been the
a
kitchen
fun,
manager.
fun
at the-
skill,
yeah.
skill set.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can.
I've worked.
meanly
I started
clean
as a
dishes,
dishwasher
man.
and worked my way up.
It's
Yeah.
usually the best way to start. You
You
know.
know, I learned more doing that than I probably would have going to culinary.
I 100% agree.
I don't doubt that.
100%.
I don't doubt
'Cause
that.
Because
Like, the
I'm
best part
learning
is
the trait
while you're
as
doing
I'm
it.
doing it.
Because this is like that's what Anthony Bourdain did. He's
Yep.
like he started his dish.
Learn
started
it as a
with-
dishwasher.
Learn, do,
Yeah.
commit, baby.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that. I was on the upward spiral.
You didn't even know it yet.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. Who knows? It's like now it could turn you into Anthony Bourdain, except you've gone
Jeff.
through recovery, and it's like now it's just 10x it.
What do you
What?
think is better, lamb or backstraps from venison or elk?
Venison, hands down.
Venison, hands down.
I'm going venison.
I go.
Yeah,
I would
hands down.
as an enjoyer,
Yeah,
as a simple
venison,
passenger.
hands down. But like, if I'm going to like a
Backstraps.
restaurant, I'm gonna hit the lamb.
Oh yes, I want
Well,
something
because
that I don't
nobody
normally
knows
make
how
at
to
home.
prep
No
any
one-
meat.
And
Oh,
no,
and I mean
no one
that,
can
but
probably legally serve it.
With venison.
the-
elk and moose, maybe.
Elk and
No.
moose, yeah, or
You-
elk
you-
maybe.
you
Elk
can't,
maybe.
You cannot do the Lacey Act. You cannot sell meat like that. So it's like when you go to like when
Oh.
you go to the co-op, co-op,
Mhm.
when you're buying elk, you're buying elk from Australia because it's like,
Really? You have
yeah,
to import it.
Yeah, because you
'cause-
can't sell game animals.
nope.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
can't-
Yeah, like I can't go shoot a deer and sell you half of it.
Yep, can't sell.
I
it.
can
No.
give you half of it.
Yep.
Oh, but
I can't even
I
barter for it.
can't take anything
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
like a
Yep, we
whole
can't
thing, huh? The
barter for it.
IRS can't like
Yep.
tax it or
Yep.
No,
whatever.
it's the Lacey
Well,
Act. They
well,
stopped
it's
that
like
because of that.
Yeah.
Because due to market
I-
hunting back through
The
after the Civil
government
War.
sucks.
Well, no. The Lacey Act.
No,
was a-
they do, Jeff.
Well,
You don't
no,
have to
but
tell me no
the
on that.
Lacey Act though was established by the hunters to stop the process of extinction.
Oh, because they were killing too many buffalo off the train.
well, because it was
You always see that classic photo of like the Patriot
all
guy
off the
just,
cliff. Yeah.
just shooting them like as they're dropping off. Like, yeah, you got like Simba hanging on down here. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
yeah, because the idea was
It's so tragic.
because they introduced the Lacey Act to
Propaganda,
be
all
able
of
to
it.
stop that from happening. Because after the Civil War ended, you have all these sharpshooters, all these men that
Yeah.
came out, and it's like they were only good at two things, like drinking and killing. And so it's
Yeah.
like they all resorted into mark hunting because they would want to stock the
The
uh,
freezers.
freezer. Well, no, it's like you want to
Civil War
supply
is wild,
Chicago,
man.
New York, New Jersey,
Civil War
like
was
these
wild.
bigger these things. So that's
I'm
where
just
they go
doing it
west.
for myself. Like I'm just
Mhm.
filling my freezer.
Yeah.
And then like I'm gonna have a cookout so I can invite everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, $20 for backstraps or like I'm not gonna
I think
sell
it's
it.
more odd that they
I have
do.
people like offer. It's like, oh, I shot a deer. Oh, can I
yeah.
can I buy some of that? It's
50
like, no,
bucks.
here, I'll give you some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
'Cause if I take anything for it, then I'm doing wrong and I could potentially get my hunting license revoked
Just
Mhm.
because you,
just because I so happen to
Yeah.
sell some meat.
if anything, just tell people to donate to your merch shop, But no,
Yeah, I could take donations.
yeah.
I just can't take monetary for said item.
Yeah, exactly. So you gotta like subvert the.
So like, yeah, I
you
can
gotta
drop it
subvert the
off, and you can
income.
drop off an envelope with some cash in it, and I don't know where it came
Completely separate
from. Right,
from the
don't know where it
transaction.
came from.
Yeah, no idea. I never knew. I never
Right.
saw it.
Had no idea.
I think it's odd that that it's specifically about like gamey animals, because what is the difference between like you on your land and you like grass-fed cows and then you sell them to people in the market?
See, I think that's the
There-
difference.
There's a difference when it comes down to the bovine, to the animals that we eat when we go to the store and stuff like that. It's because
Sure.
they're easier to control in
Yeah,
an environment.
I believe
Where
that,
if
but
you were
so
to raise them, you run the risk of there's
yeah.
more money put into cattle, venison, or more money in cattle, pigs, chickens, stuff like that, because it's easier to maintain the
Sure.
expectation
No,
of the
I believe
end
that, but
product.
you
Or
know for a
venison, though.
fact that there's people in like Texas and places that you can keep like wild cats and whatnot, right?
Mhm.
So like, what stops them from selling? Say they like do keep a mass amount of tigers on their land. What stops them from just like being able to kill and process their tigers and sell them into like a meat market?
Regulation.
Yeah, but like why? What's like the separation there? You know that one line that PETA draws where it's like you have, where does the meat line stop? And it's like the chicken, the cow, the turkey,
I go right after the horse,
Yeah,
like, right
everybody
after
does the
there.
horse because
Well-
nobody wants to eat the dog and the cat.
Right.
But
If you're hungry, it doesn't matter.
I mean, if you're from China,
Yeah.
but I like.
Well, here in the States, we have not experienced the what desperation really is.
Yeah.
So it's like an animal could turn into food because it's like you're that hungry.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you need to feed. Like
There's New York rats, man. They got 6-pack and they can bench 250. Like I'm probably gonna eat one of those if time comes down to it.
Like if I had to survive, yeah. I'd eat
Yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know.
But what prevents me from selling it to you? That's the difference. I should be able to like harvest my rats too and like give them to the
At that
community.
point, it's like
Rat
I'm just
dogs.
gonna go hunt anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really having to sell if it comes down to that.
I think it's just it's more the principle for me. I don't agree with the government.
It's
being
all
able
black
to-
market. It's like
Yeah. I just don't. Yeah,
it's
like,
the new Schedule 1.
the same thing with weed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like why
If you
why
really want
is,
to, if you really want to,
You really want it, you can find it.
yeah, why is gamey meat scheduled one drug? I don't know. I can't research it.
Well, the initial process was to reestablish the herd. and try to grow it and try to bring
Sure.
it back. And that's one of the biggest things. Now it's like
But
venison
they
deer
introduce
again.
wolves to do that. They introduce
That's
bear to get them down. It's like, well, how
now
about you just
now they're
don't
doing
do
it because
that?
now everything is based because everything's
we,
based off of a Disney perspective,
you
not
know,
science and
something that
fundamentals.
one of my teachers used to tell us is that like the humans can pretty much replace most predators. Like, you know, if you put us like 1-to-1, like we can pretty much kill any animal that we deem as like not or invasive or not belonging to the environment that we're a part of. The only thing we can't kill is like water plankton, right? It's like one thing that you need to like create the oxygen that we
Oh
breathe.
yeah, you want to harvest that.
Yeah, and so like, you know, most things are replaceable is kind of where he was coming from. And it's just something that like, you know, why introduce wolves if we can like take a part of that and just open up more tags to hunters? Or
Mhm.
why introduce bears to the Northwest if we can just introduce more hunters to the Northwest?
Oh
You
yeah,
know? Um,
Shane.
Just give me a longer hunting season.
yeah,
Yeah,
give me 5 weeks instead of
Give me a
one,
month,
or
you know?
yeah, like you know, for turkey season, like if you need more turkeys dead, give me
Right.
5 weeks instead
Or
of
you
one
wanna
week
control this deer
or 2 days
population?
or
Yeah,
whatever.
give me a month.
Yeah, and then
Not not
I
not
guarantee
not
you
9
it'll.
days,
Yeah,
you
I
know? Like,
guarantee you more people will hunt,
I
more people
guarantee you
that didn't
more
hunt.
animals get killed. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
and
Like,
it'll
there's bigger
call the
turnout.
herd,
Right.
right?
For now.
So yeah,
For
until
now.
next year,
Yeah.
like you know, and then the
And then
same thing
maybe
can
more
happen.
tags in longer
Open
time.
it
You
up.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, right.
that's why our the
but
biggest backer of hunting is insurance companies. It's
oh yeah,
expensive replacing front ends and stuff like that from when you hit a deer.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
definitely. I think
If you're really want to shift up the market, we start introducing hogs and that, but that will fuck up everything.
no, you don't do that
Hogs
up
are
here.
yeah, yeah.
They
Hogs
won't
would
be
destroy
leaving
everything.
anytime
I don't
soon.
think they'd survive the winters.
I
No, they
think
would.
Would
They
they?
would adapt. Oh yeah.
Would
yeah,
they?
they like undomesticate in 5 or 6 months. Like they can grow tusks in like a year after they're off the farm.
Yeah,
Um,
hogs can change.
we
They can
should
start
do
breeding at 3 months.
we
3 months.
should really do a hog hunt.
Oh yeah, I've been
I
wanting to
just
do a
want
hog
to
hunt for a minute.
I just want to go shoot. Like, you know, it's just fun. You can just you know, I saw and this is
That is
horrible.
easier than you expect, and I have friends that could make that arrangement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to figure out
We got to go to Texas, right?
Texas,
Southern
Oklahoma,
southern
Arizona.
area,
Yeah,
You just got to
Louisiana, somewhere
yeah,
down there.
Oklahoma. They're all over the place in the
Oh, yeah.
South. So now it's just trying to figure out who you want to go through to be able to achieve that goal. Then it
Yeah.
sometimes comes out of who's the cheapest.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
do it
really
on
just
the day.
like, what do you
Like,
let me
all that
shoot?
stuff is
Most of
super
them are just
But
like
the idea though,
everything.
the best time to go hunting though for those is January.
Okay.
Because you need to go when it's cold because it's easier, cooler down south.
And they
Because
move, yeah.
if you hunt now, it's like well, that meat's gonna spoil within
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. You
Yeah.
open it up, it's gone.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about harvesting it. I was just thinking about shooting them.
Yeah, pretty much the best time to go from pretty
You're
much.
just gonna go shoot it to shoot it?
Yeah,
Dude,
There it is, I'm done.
yeah, because you can go from
You know,
December till
sometimes you
March.
gotta have fun. You know, girls just want to have fun. At the end of the day, like, yeah, I get it. Like,
I want to
who
go
wants
down
to
to.
make bacon? Like,
I want to go
yeah.
after. I want to go down to Arizona and go after some javelina. I heard the animals stink, but the meat's worth the wait. And when you had
Okay.
audats,
I
that'd be
heard
fun.
they're like super
Yeah.
small.
Yeah, they're not
actually.
very big.
Like,
They're-
yeah.
yeah, but it's like the challenge of it though.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like a kind of like a
That particular animal, I'm not bringing a bow for.
jackrabbit.
Oh yeah, jackrabbit would be tough, but that would be like the best time to go down jackrabbit hunt in Arizona is between pretty much January 1st to the end of February. Best time, and then on top of that too, a lot of fowl is open
Oh
too as
yeah.
well
Oh yeah.
because they're all migrating south. Oh yeah,
falling down south. Yeah.
Yeah, duck hunting would be an adventure, I think.
I can take you out anytime when it's
Yep.
duck season here.
I got ammunition.
I just
too.
need my shotgun 2000 with my fishing pole
I got
attached.
plenty.
I'm gonna be good to go.
Yep.
We watched a video of some guy inventing a fishing rod on top of a shotgun, so you can fish and shoot at the same time. Phenomenal.
It's a solid
I have
idea.
a knife to show you too.
Oh yeah?
I have a knife to show both of you after pot.
Yeah, you can't do it on camera.
Probably not. No,
Okay. It's one of those 8-inch blades, huh?
it might be.
Oh.
I didn't see how long it was.
You
Yeah,
have
look
it
at the
on
body.
you or is it on your-
No. It's on my phone.
Oh, I got
okay,
you.
gotcha.
All right. Well, it'd be cooler if you had it on you.
Yeah, I wish, but no.
I low key want to draw one more question from the hat.
Go
Draw
for it.
it.
We're
Okay,
we're
cool.
we're at
Draw
an
it.
hour 20, so
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna look at any of these.
Look at it, put it back.
no, would you like to answer the question?
Oh,
first,
I
since you
can't. I don't have any input for this, so I'm gonna put it back in that.
All right, Kato.
Well, I already know my answer to this one, so it's kind of funny. All right, so Jeff, what would you call this year if you had to give it a name?
Oh, I already know.
Yeah, you know.
Is it a name or a meme?
Yeah, if you had to give, okay, what would you call this year if you had to give it a name?
Name?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
the upward spiral.
That might be mine.
Oh man.
Learn commit, baby. Let's go.
Oh,
You want a hype behind that?
was it actually I have
ROO or
I
what
have
is it?
something for it.
ROI.
I want to quote this correctly.
ROR.
Want to quote this correctly.
year of
It is,
ROR.
Strength through joy.
Ooh, that's
That's like Kamala Harris's like tagline. Comrade Harris's.
Yeah, that
Comrade Kamala.
it actually came out in November 27th of 1933, so it's a much deeper.
Yeah,
It was before the
it's got
DNC
some-
rebranded.
It's got some Nazi ties, so I probably wouldn't name the year after that, Jeff. We're gonna get canceled.
It
for that
all
one.
depends on who wins.
Okay, moving on. So, depends on who wins. Yeah,
Well, who was selected?
If I
yeah.
had to name my year, probably just be like a mystery year. You know what I mean? Like it didn't really like stand out from any other year. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, bingo card. You got that?
like yeah, I started some new projects, but it's like I won't see anything till possibly next year. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
anything in return from these. You know what I mean? Like
What's your favorite project you've started this year?
this one, beat you.
Really?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Well, I didn't start it either. It was Kato, but
Oh, it's kind of. I was gonna blame you. This is your pro.
We just took it over.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
we like community took over our
We threw a
that
coup.
project.
I got to check.
We threw a coup.
Yeah, we did kind of what the DNC did. Like, got rid of
Funny.
Biden and we got in Kamala. She's like the best candidate by far.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't tell you anything that she's done, but yeah, she's like the
Yeah.
best
But
candidate.
yeah, this is
by
my
far.
favorite project though.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess
That's
we just
awesome.
ask.
What's your favorite
Montel.
thing about B tier?
Having fun talking with the guys. You know.
Oh, you call this having fun?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not having.
You
any
don't. You don't
fun.
have any fun.
No, I
Holy shit! This guy.
never had it before. Can't have fun at work. We're working. No.
Not work yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
No, that's awesome. That's a good. So just a mystery year, because you know, and a lot of stuff will pay off. I think next
Oh,
year.
yeah, yeah.
So like, you know, it'll work out.
Yeah. As long as
Yeah,
the manager doesn't
next
cancel
year
us.
may be my $1 million
Well,
year.
What do you call next year if you had to give it a name?
If I had to like blindly like give it a name, $1 million year.
Okay.
Called mystery box.
Ooh,
Mystery box. That's a good year.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's not
Unless-
tires, but
Unless I
they
get
are a good
stumped
year.
out of the mystery box, you know.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Like-
Okay, mystery box. All right, so we
That's a
got
good
mystery
one.
box. What was yours again?
That was mine.
Wait, you gave it a mystery box too?
You know, I'm talking about 2025.
Oh, 2025.
Yeah, mine is strength through joy.
Okay, strength through joy, and then 2025 is mystery box.
I
Yours is
think I'm gonna take 2025 as my $1 million year.
$1 million year.
And what's Mr.
$1 million year, baby.
Oh,
What
that's
do you
right. That's
mean?
right. Yeah,
Very
that
good
was
question.
yeah.
What's
Yeah,
your next year?
I know that.
If you had to name next year,
Retirement.
it could very
Yeah,
well happen.
we're closer to January 1st than people want to realize.
You know, it is nuts, man. 3 months or
Yeah,
4
we're
months.
almost
Yeah.
September 1st.
Um,
almost September 1st. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a
And
50th
quarter
anniversary.
4 is about to be fucking lit. Like I know that. You know, it's only like a matter
Best
of
time of the year.
Yep.
I'm
it's gonna be a bathhouse.
hyped. Yeah. It's
Gonna be a bathhouse.
gonna be one of the gayest of all time. Everybody's gonna be happy.
Oh.
No, it should be like the remainder of the year. Like I said, $1 million year, baby. I don't know what else you can call it. Like MYD, $1 million year. Like, you know, I don't know what we're doing anymore.
Mhm.
But
Then November 11th, everything crashes and the one turns to zero.
You know, if it happens, like I'll still call it the $1 million year.
Valid.
I was worth more than that at some point. Like, if it all goes to zero, I guess everybody else fails too. So
Yeah, then I go to 0 too.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
like I hope that doesn't happen to you.
And then I'm gonna cry.
million
Yeah.
year.
um, yeah, next year Lamborghini year. How about
A
that?
Lamborghini. Yeah, there we go.
Lamborghini
year.
year, baby. Murcielago, baby.
So yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe
Colorado,
button,
baby.
hit the like button.
Yeah, what I don't know what the time is, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for being a part of B tier. I really do enjoy like having you guys on. Like I said, I don't know if we really call it host, guest yet. I don't care. We're just here to
We're
vibe.
just doing our thing.
Yeah, we're vibing, man.
Yeah, we're having $1 million year, baby.
This may be our thing, like our podcast.
Yeah, I mean it's probably
Otto's
more.
the guest.
It's 100% more
Every time
Phil's
he's
than
here,
it
he's
is
the guest.
than mine at this point. Yeah, featuring a new guest, and it's like
Just
always him. Like, oh yeah, we have a new guest this week, guys. Let's introduce him.
Just bring him back. Yeah, we have to introduce him every
Yeah,
podcast.
every time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a local cop. You know, like
We may not say that part.
oh yeah, no, we
That may
probably
get him targeted.
we probably alienated our viewers.
Oh, he's okay. You know. Like,
Yeah, like they might be less inclined to talk about their marijuana use or something. Anyways,
I'll talk to him straight on and be like, "This is what I do."
well, it's legal now, so nobody
Where I live,
cares.
yeah. Where
Yeah.
I am now, no.
Yeah, but you know, that's
Gray lines, you know.
Potatoes,
Imaginary lines.
imaginary state lines. We've talked about it. Plus it's only like a river cross here.
Yeah.
Now you do that from Peoria, Illinois, and go over to Kenosha, you might have some issues with that.
I feel like
I've
they're gonna
seen
have
somebody
issues.
get I've seen somebody get DOSed for that. You know what I mean?
I got lost for that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, there was like a whole trial.
and it's just over the bridge, you know.
Yeah, potatoes, but you commute 15 minutes to work, man.
That's it.
Can't be doing that.
Done, right.
Yeah, over the imaginary line. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. The people in the back, the people here. We do have daily content. We really do. There's a lot of content, and you guys should be viewing it. The $1 million year, baby. This has been the B Tier Podcast. These lovely gentlemen have been awesome tonight, and I hope you guys at home have a great rest of your night as well. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Peace.